100.7.
It's 1 o'clock, time for the Joy Business Report. Coming up this afternoon, Institute of Fiscal Studies expresses worry at government's lack of sense of urgency in completing debt restructuring program with external creditors. And Institute of Economic Affairs accuses successive governments of treating various financial crises as temporary problems without any major and permanent macroeconomic changes to transform the economy. Also on Food Chain today, we'll tell you how stakeholders in the agri sector are encouraging meat sellers to use abattoir in slaughtering their animals to avert the spread of diseases. These and more coming up shortly. Please stay with us. My name is Beverly Broom. Thanks for choosing us. To the details now. And the Institute of Economic Affairs has accused the present and past governments of treating the various financial crises as temporary problems without any major and permanent macroeconomic and structural policy changes to transform the economy. Ghana returned to the International Monetary Fund this year after going through severe economic challenges last year. In an article led by a senior fellow, Professor Alexander Bilson Daku, the IEA said the country's post-crisis structural policy priorities have been temporary in nature, only to satisfy donors' conditionalities. There's more in this report.
The article, titled The 17 Steps to and Out of Financial Crises in Ghana, Lessons for the Future, revealed that various attempts by successive governments to transform the economy with reforms to improve agricultural productivity and promote industrialization have either been short-lived or not implemented fully or totally abandoned. These chaotic attempts, it pointed out, have left the economy still highly dependent on international financing from bilateral and multilateral institutions as well as international credit market sources. For instance, the recent shift from bilateral and multilateral loans with concessional terms to international credit market funds with market terms presents further international financing challenges such as debt service stress. Therefore, the IEA called for a broad-based national development program to increase the complexity of production and exports while providing employment to the pool of well-educated unemployed youth. These solutions, it added, must be homegrown and not a set of conditionality policies for bailout credit facilities like the various IMF World Bank programs.
That was a Business Desk report. Now, the Institute of Fiscal Studies, IFS, has expressed worry at the slow pace with which government is engaging external creditors on Ghana's debt reprofiling. A key condition prior to Ghana securing a $3 billion program with the IMF was hinged on Ghana securing assurances from the creditors and subsequently restructuring the debt. Senior research fellow at the IFS, Dr. Said Boache, said it is important for government to expedite action on the restructuring and also provide periodic updates.
Pursue the external debt restructuring with expedition and seek permanent debt service savings for impactful relief. The program's external financing gap estimate indicates that Ghana's balance of payment and foreign reserve position remain under stress, with the outlook substantially dependent on the country's securing concrete external debt relief. We therefore urge the government to expedite the external debt restructuring negotiations to further improve fiscal and macroeconomic certainty. Stronger facilitation from the IMF is on.
Moving on, the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana has bemoaned the high cost of doing business in the country. The institute is however asking government and the Bank of Ghana to intensify efforts in addressing high inflation affecting the economy. According to the president of the institute, Dr. Daniel Kasati, the high cost of doing business is affecting players within the marketing space. He spoke to Joy Business at the media launch of the 34th Annual National Marketing Performance Awards held in Accra.
Last year, again, was particularly not a good one. We saw consistent rise in inflation. That definitely leads to the cost of running businesses going high. It makes life very difficult for business enterprises, because what it means is that you are either able to contain this cost or you pass it on to your consumers. Pass it on to your consumers, and then this will also lead to low demand for products and services. Increasing rising of costs is detrimental to your business, because it is not all the costs that you can pass on. And who are you passing it on to? Because demand for goods and services is already weakened in the face of inflation. So it makes business very difficult.
You heard Dr. Daniel Kasati. He is the president for the Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana. Economist Kwame Pienim is urging young entrepreneurs to form partnerships to take advantage of government's digitalization agenda to establish their own businesses. According to him, it is easier to establish a business in the current environment as compared to previously when technology was not prominent. He was speaking at the launch of the 20th anniversary of Bayport Savings and Loans. As one of the founding members, the economist expressed hope that Ghana will become better if more businesses are created in the country.
We used to take these pay slips in beer cartons to the Controller and Accountant General. Then we change to the desk of the computer. We put the date on it, we go and slip it to them. And then now it's all digitalized. And the payroll system itself has a position for third-party deductions. That makes me happy. It makes me happy that workers can just walk in or just phone and they get a loan. It makes me very happy. I think that it's getting better and better. With the digitalization and ICT, it makes it very easy for a few people to sit in a place, even in a village, and start a business, especially for the young people who are ICT savvy. And you don't have to work only in Ghana, you can work anywhere.
You heard the economist Kwame Pienim. Now, the International Finance Corporation has signed a 4-year agreement with the Bank of Ghana to build the capacity of financial sector players in sustainable banking through the implementation of the integrated environmental social governance principles. The program will help banks implement Ghana's sustainable banking principles. Now, speaking to Joy Business at the signing ceremony, Senior Country Manager of the IFS, Carl Kelhofer, said the partnership will provide players in the financial sector the tool to better address and assess risk while improving sustainability in long-term performance.
As this means not only is Ghana becoming more sustainable green today, but it's becoming more sustainable green for future generations on the whole climate change, but also just means the whole banking sector is becoming more sustainable and more bankable. So there's room for the banking sector to grow now as it embraces more credit-worthy, sustainable principles. As we said, that the banks will incorporate this, implement, and become core principles of how they operate to make them more sustainable, and just will enable Ghana to have just a stronger, more resilient, more sustainable recovery and a bigger banking system going forward for the benefit of the people of Ghana.
The Public Health Act demands that animal slaughtering for public consumption must be done in proper slaughterhouse or an abattoir, but stakeholders in the meat production industry have observed many meat production and consumption avoids this. The attendant effect are infections in the meat that could endanger the consuming public, which could affect the per capita meat consumption in Ghana. On Food Chain this week, Prince Apia has been speaking to stakeholders on the phenomenon and filed this report.
Within a week, we are able to slaughter between 15 to 20 animals, depending on the market.
George Ajay is a pig farmer here at Ejiso.
When you check within our environment, that's Josu Jabin environment, the nearest slaughterhouse is located at Onwe. But unfortunately, the place operates between the hours of 4 a.m. and 8 a.m. Our customers normally comes when it's 8, 9, 10 thereabout, by which time the slaughterhouse is already closed.
He is compelled to slaughter the animals around his farm because he's unable to access a slaughter facility.
These are the challenges we are facing, for which reason we have to find a means of doing our own slaughtering without having to send our animals to the slaughterhouse.
This practice, however, is abhorred by the Public Health Act, which demands that any animal to be killed for consumption must be done in a proper slaughterhouse or an abattoir. General Services Manager at the Kumasi Abattoir, Michael Tongbang, reiterates this.
You're not supposed to slaughter an animal in your house because You don't even know whether the carcass is suffering from a disease or not.
Before any meat is consumed, a veterinary health officer must inspect the meat first to pass it as wholesome.
We have some diseases we call communicable disease, or you can call it zoonotic diseases. They can be transferred from human being to animal, from animal to human being. One example is the cysticercosis. When the meat is not well cooked and you eat it, that cyst will form a worm inside your stomach.
During festive seasons and special occasions, many households tend to slaughter their animals at home, avoiding the slaughterhouses. Managing Director for the Kumasi Abattoir, Joe Owusu-Bwedi, says this is unacceptable.
Some slaughter somewhere they feel they can slaughter. Here we have veterinary doctors. They do post-mortem, ante-mortem. Before they meet, the carcass will go out. So we are sure of disease-free animal. So we are asking the public to eat meat that comes from abattoir.
Though most consumption in large scale adhere to this particular act, many households are corporates. Mr. Owusu-Bwedi says the local assemblies must enforce this act to ensure wholesome meat is consumed by the public.
I think that one rests on local government, the assemblies. It's the work of the assemblies to see to it that these things are done in a proper place.
Well, until this act is effectively implemented and policed, a good number of the consuming public might move away from meat consumption. This could affect the per capita meat consumption currently in the country. Prince Apia reporting.
And that's how we end the Joy Business Report, brought to you by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. Do follow us on all our social media pages, including LinkedIn. Does your existing salary account give you more? Is your salary in the right account? Worry no more. The EcoBank salary account is here to help you. Open an EcoBank salary account today and enjoy free life insurance, which covers temporary and permanent total disability, critical illness, hospitalization, retrenchment, and death. With the EcoBank salary account, you have the ability to save as you spend, free debit card, access to loans, and more. The best part is that you stand the chance to double your salary in the EcoBank Double Salary Promotion Reloaded from now till the end of July. So open an EcoBank salary account today by visiting an EcoBank branch or ecobank.com to open an account online for amazing benefits. Please beware of scammers who may contact you on this offer. Always visit an EcoBank branch or call EcoBank toll-free on 0800 003225 for further details on the EcoBank salary account and the EcoBank Double Salary Promotion Reloaded. Terms and conditions apply. EcoBank is the Pan-African Bank. I'm Beverly Broom. Ignition is next. Do enjoy.